You know, when you hear the words the book of Revelation, what comes to mind? For a lot of us, it's disaster, doomsday clocks, and honestly, a little bit of fear. But what if we've been getting one of the Bible's most misunderstood books completely wrong? Today, we're going to explore a perspective that flips the script and sees it not as a threat, but as a deeply personal love letter. For centuries, the answer has pretty much been yes. Revelation is often treated like this terrifying blueprint for the end of the world, a horror story packed with chaos and anxiety. It's like a prophetic schedule for global collapse. But what if that common, fear-based view has caused us to miss the entire point? And this is the huge paradigm shift our source material presents. The whole argument is that we've been reading Revelation with the wrong lens. Instead of a doomsday clock ticking down to some future catastrophe, this view reframes it, especially chapter 2, as something way more personal. An intimate love letter from Jesus to his people, meant for us, right now. Okay, so if it's a love letter, that changes everything, right? First question, who's writing it? To really get this perspective, we have to change how we see Jesus in this chapter. Our source suggests we need to shift from that classic image of a distant, angry judge to something totally different. An intimate, concerned partner. A bridegroom calling out to his bride. This is a game changer. This isn't some cosmic ruler condemning the world from a throne room light years away. No, according to our source, this is the voice of a bridegroom speaking directly to his bride, the church. And that changes the entire tone. It's not about final condemnation. It's about loving correction. It's an urgent plea to come back to that deep personal relationship. So here's the bottom line. These letters to ancient churches, they're a mirror for our spiritual health right now. This isn't about predicting world events. It's about revealing the state of our own hearts. It shines a light on the dangers of just going through the religious motions without any real intimacy, or holding on to truth without any grace. It's a wake-up call to get back to real faithfulness and shake off spiritual laziness. And that's really what it all boils down to. This whole message becomes intensely personal. It's not about scanning the news for signs of the apocalypse. It's a call to look in the mirror. It's an invitation to a personal spiritual checkup. Okay, so to really do that, to look in the mirror with this new lens, we've got to get on the same page with the language. To really get this perspective, we have to decode a few keywords that, let's be honest, often cause a lot of fear and confusion. The idea here is that these terms have a primary spiritual meaning, not just a literal physical one. First up, tribulation. Now, a lot of us immediately think of some future 7-year horror show, right? Well, this view says, hold on. In this context, tribulation is the ongoing spiritual pressure, the testing, the resistance that just comes with following Jesus in this world. It's a present-day reality for believers, not some future event we're waiting to escape. All right, next up, judgment. And again, let's just park the whole hellfire raining from the sky image for a second. This view reframes it completely. Think of it more like a purifying process inside the church. A loving, corrective act of separating truth from lies, kind of like a surgeon carefully removing what's harmful to bring healing. It's redemptive. Even the coming of Jesus gets a fresh look here. Now, this doesn't deny a future physical return, but our source is saying, hey, Jesus is coming to his people right now, spiritually. He's revealing himself, showing us truth, and restoring his church in this very moment. And finally, what does it mean to overcome? Well, it's not about being magically airlifted out of trouble. Nope. It's about endurance. It's about staying faithful, resisting the stuff that pulls you away, and staying united with Jesus right in the thick of the spiritual trials of this life. So you might be asking, why interpret all these words this way? Where does this all come from? Well, this whole perspective is built on a really cool foundational idea that the physical things in the Old Covenant were basically shadows, pointing to the spiritual realities that believers get to experience now in the New Covenant. I mean, just think about this incredible shift. Before, you had a physical temple building. Now, believers are the temple. You had constant animal sacrifices. Now, there's the one-time, perfect sacrifice of Christ. The law was on stone tablets. Now it's written on our hearts. The veil in the temple separated people from God. Now it's torn, and we have full access. Everything that was once external and physical is now internal and spiritual. And this leads to a really fascinating idea from our source. Jesus is given a dual message here. The warnings in Revelation 2 aren't just for those specific ancient churches. They actually mirror the exact same failures of the Old Covenant system, and they serve as this powerful cautionary tale for the church today. And what's that pattern we need to avoid? Well, it's a three-step slide that the old system fell into. And it's the same warning for us. It starts with a subtle turning away from a living relational God. Then comes a slow compromise with greed and worldly values. And finally, being seduced by idolatry, letting other things, even good things, take God's place. Okay, so we've laid all this theological groundwork, which is great, but what's the so what? What does this actually mean for you, for me, right now? This is where it all comes home, because according to this view, that's exactly what it was always meant to do. Here it is, plain and simple. The great conflict, the great war that Revelation talks about, it isn't primarily fought on some future global battlefield with tanks and armies. The battleground is the human heart. It is a spiritual struggle, and it is 100% internal. So, the invitation from the bridegroom is crystal clear. It's a call to wake up to his truth. It's a call to let go of the dead works, the religious performance, and the deceptive ideas that lead us astray. It's an encouragement to live fully in the amazing blessings of this new covenant. And most importantly, it's a reminder that we overcome, not by trying harder, but by surrendering to him. And this final quote from our source just wraps it all up so perfectly. To overcome isn't about escaping the fire, it's about walking through it with the one who has already conquered everything we could ever possibly face. It's all about endurance through his presence, not escape from life's pressures. And so we end right here with this question. If Revelation 2 isn't a terrifying prophecy, but a personal, urgent, and loving call from a bridegroom who is walking among us right now, then the only question left is, what's your response?